So we're on our way to Tucson, go to the mission San Xavier del Bac. It's oldest building still in use in Arizona. Very, very old, built in the 1700s. Ansel Adams took photos of it. It's very popular for photography, and we're going to take the Fujifilm X-E5, has some recipes programmed into it, and we're going to see what kind of photographs we can get. There's some monsoon storms building, and maybe it'll be kind of interesting light with those happening. But I'm not sure what we're going to encounter exactly. So we got Instax cameras for Joshua and Johanna to use, and brought some extra film for them. So it'll be interesting to see what pictures they capture on the Instax. So you're going to be using your Instax camera, Joe?
Yes. And then what you do is use this button to go this.
The drive from Phoenix to Tucson is a 2-hour drive through the desert. We're at the halfway point. It's Casa Grande. I was hoping for some clouds in the sky just because that makes photographs more interesting than just plain blue sky. But we got some dark storm clouds. We might encounter some rain and lightning, and I'm not sure what else, but it turned dark quick. Fujifilm X-E5 is the camera I brought, and it is not weather seal. Not too concerned about that because I do think it has some level of weather resistance built into it. I don't think you could put it under running water or faucet or something like that, but if it gets a few drops of rain, that's not a big deal. But if the sky opens up like it looks like it might, that might be a little too much rain for it to handle. We'll see. It's not my camera, so I'm not too worried about it, but I don't want to have to return it broken either, so hopefully it survives. So right over here, there's a dust storm that I see building. They call them Haboob. I start in this area with the monsoons, and they'll end up blowing up towards Phoenix, and it can cause a visibility across the road to go to next to nothing. Sometimes there's really bad accidents in this area because of the dust storm. So hopefully we don't encounter anything too serious, but I do see a building over here that's a little bit concerning. So we've actually had family members a long time ago who did pass away in a car accident in this area because of the blowing dust. When the visibility gets down to nothing and you start getting big pile-ups, you know, people sometimes get hurt or die, and that actually did happen within our family. So it's definitely something to be nervous about and be prepared for when you're going through the dust storms like that. And we just took it nice and slow, took it easy, and made it through all right. If you're really desperate for a lens hood, we'll use that. We did manage to secure our coffee, so we should be good for the rest of the trip. Got about 30 more minutes to go. Snapped some good black and white photos in there, I think, so it was worth stopping. Coffee and photos are a perfect combination.
What recipe did you use in the camera?
Okay, so the recipe, so the camera I use is the Fujifilm X-E5. That's the one I brought. I have the 23mm f2.8 pancake. I also have the 27mm f2.8 pancake as well. I used the 23mm inside the coffee shop. The recipe I used was a new black and white one I have called Classic Black and White. It's brand new, and I'm really liking it. It might be my new favorite. I don't know if it'll surpass the Kodak Tri-X 400 recipe in my eyes, but it's pretty close. It's really good. Guys, you see the mountain with the A on it over there?
Yeah.
So I got the story about that mountain.
Story time with Dad.
A long time ago, when I lived here before in Tucson, and I was an air traffic controller, we would ask the pilots if they we would instruct them to fly over that mountain. It's called A Mountain. And it's called that because it got the giant A on it. And so if we weren't sure if they were from the area, if they were familiar, we would ask them, are you familiar with A Mountain? And one time I had a pilot, I didn't recognize the call sign, and I asked him, are you familiar with A Mountain? And he goes, affirmative. So I told him to proceed over a mountain, and he turned around and he flew right straight towards Mount Lemon, the tall peak that's behind us. This is a little tiny hill, right? And that's what he was supposed to fly over. But he turns around and heads right towards one of the tallest peaks in the area. It has a ski resort on the top of it.
That's funny.
And he's like, oh, of course I'm familiar with A Mountain. Yeah, they're tall, they're pointy, they got trees on top. Oh yeah, that's the funny story. What do you guys think?
That's crazy. That's kind of silly. Did he ever tell you that he went on the wrong mountain or no?
No, I recognized that he was going the wrong way. So I realized pretty quickly that he was not familiar with a mountain. He was only familiar with mountains in general. There it is. You guys see it? So guys, this is a Native American reservation. And this church, this mission, is actually the oldest church in Arizona.
Oldest church?
People still have church here. And they come here and they listen to the pastor preach and that kind of thing. Yep. I guess we'll go this way. The good thing is there's nobody here, it looks like. So we won't have to worry about any crowds in the photo. Made it. Let's get our cameras and go.
Where'd you put my camera, Mom? Oh, I see it. Never mind.
Let me get Joshy's camera. That's up here. Okay, Joshua, let's see if we can get this thing to fire up. The great thing about Instax cameras is that they're perfect for teaching photography basics. And kids just love seeing the photos they take magically appear in front of their eyes. There to take the picture and you look through. And when you do the picture, it's going to come out right here where your finger is. Yeah, watch out for that. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of flashes. Okay, so you know how to work yours?
You can't see it right now, but put it somewhere dark. This would work. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm here at the Mission San Xavier del Bac in Tucson, Arizona. I have my Fujifilm X-E5. Well, it's not mine, but I get to use it for a little while. One of the cool things about this camera is you can program a lot of film simulation recipes into it. And I have 11 programmed into it right now, actually. I chose some specific ones today that I thought would do well with the white church against the stormy sky. I didn't know exactly how the sky was going to be, but I'm really liking it, especially for black and white. I think it's really good. The recipes I have programmed into the camera are the Kodak Portra 400 V2, Kodachrome 64, the film dial recipe that I had created for the X-T50, Retro Color, which is a brand new film simulation recipe, Vericolor NPS, which is another new recipe, classic black and white, which I'm really liking. I talked about that at the coffee shop. Kodak Tri-X 400, which is one of my favorite recipes. The Universal Negative, which is another film dial recipe. And then on top of that, on the film dial, on top of the camera, there's the different film simulations, but you can also program recipes into FS1, FS2, and FS3. In FS1, I have Fujicolor 100 Gold. FS2, I have 1976 Kodak. And then in the FS3, I have LomoChrome Metropolis. And those are 11 recipes I have. I think they're going to do pretty well in this lighting and for this subject. Create a vintage kind of look, reminiscent of the classic photos that you see of this location. So I have the new Fujifilm X Half here, and I'm trying to get it set up. I wanted to get a couple photos with it. Thinking I might try that for that. I got Nostalgic Negative as a film simulation. I put the white balance at 5300K. Just get a little warm. I think it might be pretty interesting for this building. You know, this camera's really good for just snapshots, not necessarily photos that are going to end up in a gallery or something like that. Bruh. I think it's more for like posting to social media or putting on your website or something like that. I think a coffee table book would be really good. Parties, you know, weddings, things like that. Just vacations. I loved using this on my vacation across the East Coast. You know, it was my most used camera on that trip. But when it came time to photos that I thought maybe I would be more serious about, that's when I brought out like the GFX 100S2 or the Fujifilm X100VI or a camera like that. I have on here the 23mm f2.8 pancake, but I'm going to put the 27mm f2.8 pancake to get just a little more compression. My favorite aspect of the X-E5 is that you can program up to 11 recipes, which is more than any other Fujifilm camera. The film dial and universal negative recipe sets add additional aesthetic versatility. That's really great, but is it too many options? Sometimes less is more, and having so many choices can make it difficult to decide which recipe might be best for the situation. It also might prevent you from having a consistent look across a series of photographs. I didn't need 11 recipes for this location. I used them all at least once, just to see how they do and to test them out. But 3 or 4 would have been more than sufficient. Face eye detection is picking up Mary's eye on the candle. Let's see if it'll... Oh, I guess it's right there, locked on Jesus.
Should we all be locked on Jesus?
Yeah. So I brought along my 2 youngest children, Johanna and Joshua, and gave them each an Instax camera to use. They have 10 frames. It'll be interesting to see what they do with those. Here's some cool photos, Josh. I like these. It's really cool. Can I take a picture of your pictures?
Mine look like it's like we're going for a ghost hunt.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Mini, right?
You know what my favorite ones are? I like this one a lot. I like this one a lot. This one's really cool. I like how you did that. I like this one. It's still coming in though.
Yeah.
And this one's a really good one.
Try not to get too much light, but this one's like,
But not every picture comes out. You know, that's the fact. I got some really nice ones, Josh. Great work. Here, give me 5.
They're not that big, but
Oh, can I see yours?
yeah,
Yeah, let's bring them over here.
they're also dark.
Like these, Joe, they're darker. But you gotta admit that these 2 right here, especially, and this one too, but these 2 are super cool. I like these a lot. Do you see that? Let me take some
How
pictures.
is it? Why I'm gonna save this for? Because you said we're gonna go up on that mountain.
Maybe.
So if maybe, good.
Okay. That's cool. Thank you for showing me. Here. My favorite photo of Joshua's is this one. I don't know if you can see that. And this is my favorite photo of Johanna's.
I'm gonna wait. So why not?
So expired film, do something like really crazy looking. See, isn't that fun? Okay, ready? Let's go up that hill. Try this one. That's a cool photo. I'm sure somebody's done it, but I haven't seen this photo of the mission done by anybody else before. So in that sense, it's unique. And I like how it looks very vintage. Like this could have been some made in the 1980s. You would have no idea. So I was hoping for golden hour light, some sunset and warm colors. That didn't really materialize. It stayed pretty overcast. I wasn't sure how that was going to work out with the recipes I chose, but the more contrasty ones like Kodak Tri-X 400, classic black and white, Kodachrome 64, all did great and really matched the scene really well. And I think I got some good photographs. You'll have to let me know what you think, which ones were your favorites, and also which recipes do you think worked really well. Let me know in the comments. Until next time.
We got some lightning behind us.
Do we?
Yeah.
Here's a picture I took my dad.